Cornucopias is a cutting-edge open-world MMO set in a world where humanity has ascended from the Earth's surface and created a breathtaking new world in the sky. This fantastical realm is a system of floating islands carved from the land we once called home, now encased in radically advanced dome-shaped structures suspended high above the clouds. Each one is a futuristic marvel with its own unique environment, identity, and thriving communities. It is within these domes the epic journey begins. Here, players take control of their own personal avatar, which gives them the freedom to choose their destiny. Be immersed in vast landscapes, explore vibrant settlements, and engage in a myriad of activities such as crafting, commerce, combat, racing, and more. Welcome to a world where the sky is no longer the limit.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Copi Cafe. This is episode number 98. Wow. It's been a while to get here, and crazy once again thinking that we're approaching 100 episodes of Copi Cafe. 3 years of building together. We're still partners. We're still friends. The team's still together. We've gone through some really tough weathers, some good weather. We have traveled the world together for conferences. There's been so much that's happened. We've built a game that's in pre-alpha. We've built an amazing community. You guys that are watching us now, definitely really, really cool to think of for sure. But yeah, that's stuff I probably need to save for episode 100 anyway.
Yeah, well, so what you're leading up to then.
That's just a teaser on what we're going to go. You're like, dude, not now. It's not 100
where you
now.
Going with this?
No, but yeah, I was just kind of reflecting out loud. That's a teaser for 100. We'll go into some fun stuff there. But we want that to be a special episode. Before we go too much further, two things we need to take care of. This episode is going to be, we're talking about nodes. We're talking about the new release that should be out by the time of publish. We got a leak, community questions, and a special guest from one of our partners. And yeah, so let's go ahead and kick this off. Rob, what are you drinking today?
Yeah, so today I'm drinking an apple juice.
Ah.
In a nice cup.
Nice.
A chalice.
A chalice. Wow.
Not quite a chalice. I've got a nice chalice behind me here, actually, if you can see.
Yeah, you do.
But I'm not drinking from that.
Makes me think of The Last Crusade or one of the Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So, what did he say? That's not the cup of a carpenter.
It's not.
This isn't the cup of a carpenter. I'm drinking
Dr.
a diet Dr. Pepper. Yeah, guilty pleasure. I gotta eliminate this, but I don't have them all the time. So, okay.
Before we go on, though, you've got something in your hat.
Oh, this here. That's a good point. So, this here.
What the hell?
Is a fly.
Oh.
Artificial fly for catching. I guess I'm switching sides now. I'm catching for catching fish. So I was just on the reason we missed Copi Cafe last week because I had a family vacation, and hey, fishing is research now. If we're going to be doing it in Solace and several of our zones, so yeah. I got out there in the waters and I did catch a fish with this fly. I caught a little female brown trout. Which is
with that exact fly?
Huh? Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope for continuity.
It's washed.
Hope for continuity issues. later on when we have further parts of the videos, watch out for the fly moving.
Yes. So these are designed to float and land on top of the water. And the fun thing about this kind of fly is that when you cast it right and you hit the spot that you're looking for, and you see the fish attack it, which is pretty awesome. It's one of the funnest forms of fly fishing for me, or fishing in general, like that. When you're using a top lure, a lure that's on top of the water, they hit it and you just see the instantaneous excitement. Whereas if the lure's under the water, you may only feel it. You likely will only feel it, and then okay, I gotta set the hook. And
have you got some books?
Do what?
Fly fishing.
Huh?
Have you got any good books on fly fishing?
Books? I do. Yeah.
I've been looking for a book by somebody called J.R. Hartley on fly fishing. I don't know if you've got one.
Oh man. I don't know if I have that one. I have 2 or 3.
It's quite difficult to find, I've heard.
J.R. Hartley? Mm-hmm. Is this a joke that I'm missing?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's what this is, and that's why I'm I like to occasionally keep it in the hat. I love fishing so much. It's huge, and I love that we're gonna have that in our game as well. I can't wait for you and I to get into that planning doc a little bit more and flesh that out.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Huh?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
No eye fish.
Fish. What do you call a fly with no eyes?
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
I have no idea on that one.
But you do.
Oh.
I have no idea.
Okay.
You said it. What do you call a deer with no eyes, no legs?
Still no idea.
Yeah, all right, he's on it. Okay, this is horrible. We need to stop.
What if it was on fire?
If the what?
If it was on fire, that deer with no eyes and no legs, you'd still have no flaming idea, would you?
Oh, jeez.
We can go all day.
That was close.
A fly with no eyes is called a fly.
Okay, nice work. That's well done. Yeah, well done. Okay, so nodes update. Where are we? We have delivered the nodes NFTs. So if you bought a node, it should be in the wallet that you originally bought that with, and you can now go and register that node so that you qualify for the rewards for the month of July.
Yep. So we released, like you say, we minted the NFTs on Cardano. The ones on base were already minted and locked. They're now unlocked. We've registered them on the secondary market. So if people want to go and buy or sell them, they are there. They're yours to do whatever you want. We then updated our website, cornucopias.io. So in your account, player account, there's a new section now called Manage Nodes. And all you have to do, if you do have a node, is just go in there, connect your wallet with the nodes in them. And as long as you have a wallet with 3,000 Copi for one or more Copi if you've got more, doesn't matter if they're in different wallets or different chains. You could have your Copi on BSC, you could have it on Cardano, it doesn't matter. You could also have your NFTs on a different chain. They all go together, they all get grouped together, and then you'll just see a register node button. You press that, and that's it. You have until the 31st of July, because this is phase 1. So at any point during July, make sure that it is registered. And the main thing is it's registered on the 31st of July. So we know at the moment we're still working on some wallets to get more nodes in there, more connections in there. So we know that not everybody's registered at the moment. But it's useful to know, people that are keeping up with the project, of those however many nodes, and we will tell you the final number of nodes when we know on that, we've still got to distribute some team nodes and some test ones. And when we know that, we'll give you that final number. But I think it's really interesting today to say that only about 45% of those nodes have registered. So obviously by the end of the month, if it remains about the same, because the rewards are the reward pool is fixed, that currently everybody's receiving double rewards because only 50% are active. That was good.
Yeah, as of now, but that also sets up a stressor for me because we have made it very clear in all of our communications that this is the criteria to qualify for rewards. So I don't want to see people missing their rewards.
No, me not. No, yeah. I'm saying if you've not registered,
you better
make
get
sure
in there
you
and
have.
do it.
Yeah. Because there's only 45%
no, I agree with you,
people
and
have.
that's definitely something we've tried to emphasize it over and over. But the criteria for this month is pretty small, so it's very doable. Just get out there and do it. Make sure you have the required Copi. Make sure you have registered your node by going to our website and connecting your wallet that the node is in, and all of that good stuff. So
I mean, who knows? In 2 weeks or so from now, everybody might have registered. So don't go crazy and make any rash decisions just because Rob said only half the people are registered.
Well, that's where we're at right now.
Just telling you where we're up to.
So yeah, that's exactly right. It's a snapshot. So all right, cool. So we've got a new release coming out. It's either already happened or very soon, and that's going to have the avatar updates. Quite a few avatar updates, which we'll talk more about that most likely next week, possibly this week. We'll talk about what else with the update. What am I missing? Oh, the leaderboards.
The leaderboards, a small thing.
Yeah. Which is kind of tied into some more of today's episode, but that's for our leak a little bit later. So leaderboards will be on this one, and that'll be just an ongoing thing for right now. I believe. Are we putting a reset cadence on that just yet? Yeah,
we have the ability to reset those. So remember, we're still in pre-alpha testing, and this is definitely early days for the leaderboard. So at any point, we've got a couple of options. We can do lots of filtering on those leaderboards. So we can filter via vehicle, we can filter via date, we can just throw all the results away if we want to, and then just keep refreshing that. Obviously, long term, we won't be throwing anything away. That data will be held, and it'll be held on our layer 3 that we're building with DEGA. But this is early days, so nothing is fixed in stone at the moment.
Got it. Love it. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. So much more coming very soon. All together, even with the land grab and with everything's going really well with the land right now. The team is incredibly slammed on the production side and the art side to get that prepped, but we are on pace and it's going well. So that's going to be an exciting event.
There'll be a future leak that we can just talk about with land now that we'll give no details about that. We've already seen. David demoed it us last week where you can actually see where the land plots are. That'll be a really good leak.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for that one. That was really cool. So the land plot selection tool, yes, and everything involved with that. Yep, that's going to be some good stuff when we can do that. Okay, well, that brings us to, well, there's a little bit more with that release. I'll just mention it. We've mentioned it before, but Jeff and some of the web team and the back end team have been working on the Amazon scaling infrastructure so that we can expand the game to tens of thousands or millions of users so that is built right in a way that we can easily scale and we don't have performance issues. And that is actually, if this release, assuming this release that we're talking about is stable, then Jeff's going to be able to start testing that and exploring how well it's working and all of that. So the testing team and Jeff and everyone involved. So that'll be cool to see how that goes because there's been a lot of work that's gone into it. Okay. Now, where are we? We're, I think, at community questions if we want to end with the leak.
Okay. Community questions. Do you want to go first or shall I?
All right. How about I'll ask you the first one. You ask me the second one.
Okay.
This is from Casca. Will public transportation be the only way to travel in the city, or will there be faster methods?
In the city? Oof. Hot in the city. The city is way down the line, but I think he or she just means traveling in general. So yes, there will be public transport, which will be pretty cool on something similar, I think, to like the World Breaker.
Yeah.
So that'll be a way of traveling from zone to zone, but you'll also be able to go quicker by using if you have an NFT. Some NFTs, not all of them, but some NFTs like the Javelin and the Bubble Jet, those are built to go from zone to zone. Some are just racing vehicles; they're just racing only, so you can't travel in those. But definitely the Javelin, the say the Bubble Jet. What's the other one? The Bonanza. Yeah, all those, and the Astro 4. So all those. Yes, you can travel, pick up people, but I think maybe the question was talking about once you're actually in the zones, is there faster ways of traveling? So those will be mounts, and mounts we'll talk about in the future. But again, there's also public transport in the zones because we have a monorail that goes underneath the 8 kilometers by 8 kilometers, and those will have 12 different stations that you can come off into the different districts. So it's all pretty cool. There'll be lots of ways of getting around.
Yeah. And you answered the question as a broad answer, but for the city, I think the main question that they were asking, you also answered that. That's a long ways out. And so there's a lot that needs to be considered there before we can fully answer that question. But yeah, that's a good answer. So yeah, next question. What's up?
Oh, so this question from John Game Film of the Nights. He says, "Hi guys, what do you think of a Copi Cafe once a month just for the community questions?" And I spoke to him, so he does talk like that.
He talks?
No, he talks exactly like that. I mean, I haven't really. Yeah, what do you think? Copi Cafe once a month, just for AMAs.
Yeah, I think that maybe not a Copi Cafe, but maybe we do Twitter Spaces or we do Discord AMAs or something like that. Yep. We've been talking about getting more Twitter Spaces going that Cornucopias leads. We've talked about it a little bit here and there, but we've had a lot going on. I know that Matt's planning something like that. So what we could do is start answering more questions in spaces like that. And we're not opposed to having once a month, potentially where we answer a lot more questions than Copi Cafe. But yeah, that's just something we really need to talk through with marketing. But we're going to try to get as many questions answered for you guys as we can, whether that's in Twitter Spaces or AMAs or a part of Copi Cafe. We'll try to get more of that done for you guys. It is challenging to do because there's a lot of things that are not entirely planned yet, because the pace that we're developing, we have to be pretty agile and fast. And so some things we plan when we're closer to actually being able to implement all of what is involved there. So it does make it, because what we don't want to do is stick our foot in our mouth, answering too many questions and then coming back and saying, oh no, sorry, it's different than that.
Yeah, we know high level and medium level planning. It's just when you come to implement it, that's when maybe decisions might change slightly.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, all right. Welcome, Carlos. This is Carlos with DEGA. Welcome to Copi Cafe. Good to have you on, man. How are you doing?
Doing well, Josh, and pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me today. And, I always have a great conversation with the Cornucopias team, so looking forward to today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like your hat. It's a good choice of hat for the day. Do you have a javelin?
I do not have a javelin. I need to get one.
We got to get you a javelin to pair with the hat. That's just not right. We'll figure that out. Yeah. So Before we get too far into this chat with you, what are you drinking today?
Well, today I got my huge, this is actually like a coffee mug, but I'm using it for iced tea today.
Nice.
A
Iced tea. Is that
little
a
bit of a
Yeti or a
refresher.
Stanley or something?
It's actually branded from Brit. They're a big coffee brand in Latin
Oh, okay.
America.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. All right. Well, tell us what are you excited about? What's DEGA? Where are you guys at right now? What's going on?
Yeah, well, a lot of the community over at Cornucopias is familiar with us, but for those that aren't, first off, an intro on my side, Carlos Rene, CEO and founder at DEGA. DEGA stands for DEcentralized Gaming, just because I didn't like how GameFi rolled off the tongue, so had
Yeah.
to make some improvements. And then our vision is to empower anyone to be able to design, publish, and monetize games in minutes at low cost. This has components, at the application level and obviously at the infrastructure level, some of which we'll discuss today. And we see our flagship product, Echo Realms, as kind of like a Wix or a Shopify for gaming. But we're focusing right now completely on 2D pixel art games. We want to go wide in that sense. We want to create things that can run on $100 smartphones. And we've had the pleasure of working with Cornucopias for, I think it's almost going on 2 years now. Even before we went public with everything, we're building up a good relationship with you guys. So your support has been greatly appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a kind of a multi-tiered role with you guys. We're Cornucopias is advisors to DEGA. DEGA is also partnering with us in a variety of ways and providing us a lot of the technical needs that we've needed to solve along the way. One of those being the base chain NFTs that we needed to get implemented. So you guys helped out a lot with that. Do you want to give us some more detail and context for our community?
Yeah, happy to do so. So on our side, everything that we're building, we're structuring it out as tools. So underneath all of our application level solutions, we're making sure that we create everything as a SDK, as an API, as a library, or as a framework. And some of those components were very useful for you, for your deployment on base, on the EVM side of things. Obviously, your team is extremely capable in all of the dimensions that you're working on. But it was for us a true pleasure to be able to collaborate and kind of expedite some of those components on the EVM side of things.
Yeah, completely agree. And you guys did a great job. I know you were working a lot with Patrick and one of our devs, and I just think that that went really well overall. And to get it across the finish line is a big deal. And it's helping with us where we're at with Cornucopias right now with our nodes. I mean, we are in the process of, delivering on our nodes promises. That software is come a long way. So thank you for that. Next up is the racing chain data. So we've discussed this a lot in the beginning, and we're getting to a point where I think we're close enough to start allowing for this to, getting you the data you need to be putting on chain and on the DEGA chain to make it so that we have racing data that's being published to chain so that others can use that in one way or another. It is not an incredibly high priority for us. However, it is part of our roadmap, and we're working with you guys on that. And I think your tech, correct me if I'm wrong, just tell us where your tech is at in terms of being ready for that.
Yeah, funny enough, it was one of the first showcase that we did for you, that the demo of doing, deploying a entirely new chain and registering data on it. For us, the tech and infrastructure side of things comes easy. We're a team that's been working together for about 7 years. So that's been ready to go for a while now. Not to say that there won't be some updates or changes that we need to apply once the time comes. There's always some custom things. There's a difference between doing the work in the lab and actually deploying it in production, right? But on our side, ready to go on a moment's notice, and looking forward to be able to contribute to the ethos of having an open ecosystem, right? Because that's what we're here in Web3 for. So the on-chain data will enable other third parties to be able to build and craft their own applications or interactions with the Cornucopias games data.
I think that's one of the fun parts of the project as well, to see what the community actually build. Well, having access to data, you just don't know what can come off the back of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it can create something. And again, it's not an incredibly high priority, but that being said, we're very close to where we're ready enough. We're really close to where we're ready enough to start re-begin those discussions with you guys. And I'm very well aware of the tension between developing something in the lab and then having commercial quality readily available. We just did that. Rob created the original nodes software that it was proof of concept, basically like building in a lab of the decentralized service of one file. So 150 computers can serve one file, that type of 150 nodes can serve one file type of thing, or whatever it may be. Anyway, he developed that proof of concept working great, but then we had to make it commercially ready. Well, the commercially ready process was 3 months now, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and it gave us a chance.
And then it's still
to look at things.
ongoing. But
yeah, and I think we needed that infrastructure and that back end in place before we can look at what effectively will be a future node, because that's what we're talking about here, the decentralized nodes to house that data.
Yeah, DEGA might be needing to run some Cornucopias nodes.
Mm-hmm.
Something we can discuss.
We should get on. For
sure. Okay, so moving on. So the partnership and an advisory both have been hopefully beneficial to you guys as well. And we'd like to maintain that. But another area where you guys have added some value to what we're doing is with esports, with the ecosystem you're bringing. You're building out a gaming ecosystem that involves esports leagues and things of that nature. You've already made us an introduction to one of them. And I believe that we're really close to where we can actually go to them and engage them to come and check out the game. So you want to give us a little more perspective on what that is and what they're doing?
Yeah, we haven't done the official announcement with them. It's coming up next week, but we're close enough that we can talk about it. Basically, it's one of the largest esports companies in Latin America. They're called Infinity Gaming. They have a presence in Costa Rica, Colombia, Peru, Mexico, and they're growing at breathtaking pace. They have about I think it was 12 esports teams last time I checked. So hopefully we can add a 13th there, make them have their own Cornucopias racing team as well. And with them, the relationship is about being able to engage with the gamer audience, right? I think that everybody that's been in Web3 gaming understand that we're still a very close niche community, right? We need to really expand outwards. And these guys have the relationships with the TV channels. They have massive presence on social media. They have relationship with traditional brands, which is important to be able to engage the wider audience. Companies like Logitech, TikTok, and just to mention a few other partners. And they're psyched about coming into Web3, right? Because that's another issue that we have right now in our industry, that a lot of the Web2 people are still kind of like salty for the last few bubbles that we've had, right? Like the NFT bubble and so on. So they're a little bit afraid of going into Web3, but not these guys, right? They're psyched. They want to grow. They see the potential in the technology. They, understand for where it can be in the future, not necessarily where it is now. And they're happy to work and engage with Web3 games such as Cornucopias and also our platform as DEGA. We're actually structuring a whole strategy for them, which will be announced next week. And there's a little bit of a teaser there, but they'll be doing an airdrop for the DEGA token holders. And we'll be releasing the details of that as well next week.
Very, very cool, man.
Bit of alpha there. Nice little bit of alpha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. So what's left? What's left that we have to discuss here, man? I mean, the esports thing, that's pretty powerful, huh?
Yeah, that's definitely something that's very powerful that we're very excited about. Crypto, we're kind of like locked in on a few networks like Twitter, for example. You guys actually do a great job on YouTube. But with these guys, we want to grow on TikTok as well. We want to grow on Instagram. That's where most people are, right? And we need to bring them into the fold, into the Web3 crypto fold.
Yeah, totally. Well, anything else big you want to tell us about, or any announcements that you're excited about that's coming up here in the near future for DEGA?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, recently we announced a TGE date for the DEGA token. That's going to be July 25th. So bookmark it on your calendar. And it's gonna be an exciting time. We've already secured listings with one of the major exchanges. We're gonna be as well on multiple dexes, and true to our multi-chain ethos from the start, we're gonna be listing on Cardano, of course, with our partners BiFi over there. We've had a great relationship with them. Looking forward to continuing that. And then we're also listing on Uniswap on the Ethereum side of things. And the centralized exchange, I'd love to be able to mention it, but I can't per my agreement with them until
yes,
we
I know
do
that.
the joint
I know
announcement.
that deal.
No
worries. I get it. That sounds great, man. That's exciting for you guys. I know you've been building towards this point for quite a while. And I think you've wisely waited for a pretty darn good time to do it. So good for you guys. Is there any for anyone that wants to participate and follow and be involved in that TGE? Is there a way for that people need to find out what's going on with that?
Well, definitely join us in our Discord and our Telegram, because as soon as we are able to announce the centralized exchange that will be in, you'll be notified. If you're a Cardano holder, then just stay ready on BiFi. And also, it's worth noting that following up on that airdrop conversation, we have right now 4 partners confirming airdrops for DEGA token holders. So we'll take that snapshot about, I think, 3 days after TGE. So you need to get your DEGA, stake it, and then based on that, you'll be getting a few gifts from upcoming games and Infinity Gaming's esports organization as well.
Very nice.
That's awesome, man. Very, very cool to hear. Okay, so let's everybody, if you've been following DEGA at all, just go give them your support. Is there a launch pad or anything like that you want people to be aware of? Or
I mean, we're doing I don't know when this is going live, but I think it's safe to say as well right now. So we're going to be
going live on Friday, like in 2 days. Do you want me to cut that segment?
No, it's fine. We'll be announced by then. So we're doing 2 launchpads on the Cardano side of things. One of them is Coinecta. The other one is T-1, which is the BiFi launchpad. And then on the EVM world, we're working with Fjord. And after that, when we do TGE, we're also doing a bond sale, right, which is essentially DEGA tokens on discount from the DEX price with Ape Bond, which is also an EVM platform. So those 4 organizations are helping us with the launch. We're in conversations with a few other. If we confirm them, we'll let the community know in our social channels.
That's awesome, man. Nice. You're doing it all the way you got to do it. So really cool to hear, and I'm glad you've got all that traction around your TGE. Congrats on that. I'm real excited to see how this goes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pumped for you guys, and thankful. For anybody that I will just to compliment you in this way. We've had a partnership with multiple groups at a variety of times throughout our history. And one thing I've seen from you guys is delivery. consistent execution and delivery over time. So I'm really pumped for you guys and where you're at, and respect the work you've done. You've always delivered for us, with us, on the things that we've needed, and just overall on your vision as well, which has evolved a little bit in some very cool ways. And that's very exciting. So happy for you guys, and thanks for being on Copi Cafe this week. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Josh, Rob, as always, and looking forward to keep working together and building cool stuff.
All right, man.
Yep.
We'll see you soon.
See you later.
So, okay, cool. Well, then we're at our final segment, which is the leak for this week. It is related to the leaderboards. You want to kick that off for us?
Yes. So we're going to have obviously leaderboards in the next release. What we're going to do, and this will be hosted by Copi Bohr, is we don't know what we're going to call it yet, but we're going to have a series of racing qualification tournaments. The details are a little bit vague from us at the moment, but they'll all be laid out. Maybe we'll have a weekly qualifying event. However that works, the results will be tallied up over a number of weeks, and those that qualify will go into the actual tournament.
Final bracket round, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so several stages. There's qualifying, points build up. Then there's a ongoing leaderboard where you try to get your best possible times on there to get in that top zone that qualifies you for the final bracket. So that's where it's at. That is subject to change. We literally fleshed that out 10 minutes prior to this Copi Cafe with the marketing team. But I think that gives us the flexibility that we need to make sure we can deliver on it. There's a few elements. The bracketed part in the end is the harder part, I think. But yeah, that's where we're going to involve some influencers and some other projects potentially as well.
Yep.
So
you may
it'll be pretty cool. It's fun.
May or may not be part of an influencer team. We don't want to announce too early, but
yeah,
this is what we're thinking.
Yeah, this is what we're currently thinking, and we're just going to try to make it as fun as possible for you guys to get in there and race and build up towards something. And again, we're in pre-alpha, so there's a lot of testing and debugging still going on. There's going to be issues, but at the same time, it's fun. Let's go have some fun.
And big Copi prizes in that final tournament, so yeah, definitely worth taking part.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Well, thank you all for watching. We're so appreciative of you guys, our community, for staying involved. Even when the market's been a little wild lately, we love that you guys still are with us and paying attention and engaged. And we're thankful for you guys. It's been a fun journey, and we'll see you on next week's Copi Cafe.
Bye-bye.
Don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I'm in a game all day.